actually to introduce you to the time study, which is actually direct observation of work. It can be done for any kind of work. It can be done for any work, and if you don't get it accurate, if you can get as accurate as you can, you don't have to be perfect. There is no, you can know a lot of things. If you know how long does it take, that's what I say to you. If you can do, okay, it takes about 4 minutes to clean the room or 10 minutes to clean the room. So if I have 10 rooms, so I need 100 minutes. If I know 100 minutes, okay, plus moving from one room to another room, I can know, okay, I only need one worker, one cleaner for each room, for each floor, for example, or two cleaners only for one floor. So that's how you do manpower planning. Manpower planning is based on time study. Okay? But what if the work is very small, very minute? For example, installing components on a piece of printed circuit board. Do you know PCB, printed circuit board? Or doing assembling of this, headphones, assembling. It's a manual work. So we have a predetermined time standards. We call it predetermined because it's already been calculated and established. PTS, we call it PTS, predetermined time standard. We can divide manual work into small basic elements that have already established times. It can be done in the lab, away from the actual production. That means you can set the work time standard before the work is actually performed. No performer rating necessary for this case. Okay. So we call it motion measurement time, motion and time measurement. Okay, MTM. MTM, motion and time measurement, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, MTM table. So this is just get and place. Get a component, place. Get, place. Okay. So it is determined by the weight, the condition, the place accuracy, and all of these are coded. Okay, coded. It is actually based on Terblix. Terblix is actually done by Gilbreth, the Gilbreths. Okay, they actually found a study. They have actually researched, okay, and found that how long does it take to actually move your finger or your hand from one location to another, or to carry. Okay, so this is what you call the type of weight. This is get and place, easy, difficult, handful. Handful means one hand. This is the weight. Approximate, loose, tight, and coded. So if the distance is less than distance, 8 inch, it is coded MTM code AA1, which is 20 TMUs. We call it 20 TMUs, time measurement units. Okay, 1 TMU is 1 hour divided by 1,000 parts. Okay, something like that. It's a measurement, time measurement unit. So each of them have their TMUs. Okay, so you have a lot of jobs, tasks. So I'm not going to go, I'm just going to tell you roughly what it is about, because it is a standard time from different elements that have already been established. This need training. This really need go for training MTM. You become MTM certified analyst. For example, you are going to do this work. This is not done yet. Get tube from rack. So get and what do you call place? Get tube from rack. So the element, these are all the elements. from different tables. Okay, from different tables. This is pour, so they call it PT. Get tube, uncap. Okay, this is pouring tube specimen, pouring tube specimen. Less than 2 pounds. Condition of get easy. Place accuracy approximate, not accurate. Distance range 8 to 20 inches. So these are the elements, and this is the TMUs, total time for each element. Then you calculate the total TMU. So total TMU for this pouring specimen is 238 TMUs, 0.006 time 238, total standard minutes, it is 0.14 minutes. Okay, so this is an example of predetermined time standard for, you know, a lot of work actually. A lot of work can be done and establish the time standards. Okay, so you're not going to do it. Your accountants, your managers, you know, your operations. But if you're interested in, you know, as an industrial engineer, then of course you can go, but you can go further to actually understand how time standards are being produced, you know, to do sewing work. Jacob, sewing work, right? Sewing. Sew the clothes. So it can be done. You can do a PTS. Installing components onto, you know, PCB, printed circuit boards. Assembling microphones. So I have this big microphone here. Assembling microphones. Okay, so how to assemble the microphone? The components are there. Pick up, place, tighten. Pick up this, tighten. So you determine the flow elements and get the TMUs. You can establish the time standard. Okay, you're not doing it. You're not going to do it, but the engineers will do it, or the experts on MTM. Okay. Right. The last method of work measurement, or, you know, labor standards, is work sampling. Work sampling is a method in which you estimate the percent of the time the worker spend on various tasks. Okay, and this require random observations to record worker activity. What the analysts do, for example, if I'm doing the analysis of trying to find what engineers are doing, this is especially for, you know, no clear job. Specifically, you're not production worker. You're not a production worker. You know, you're not assembling. Okay, so this is trying to estimate percentage of time. So it will determine how employees allocate their time. It can be used to set staffing levels as well, reassign duties, estimate costs, and set delay allowances. So work sampling does how we do it is we take a preliminary sample to obtain estimate of parameter values. That means I want to know, for example, you have clerical work in office, right? Clerks doing, you know, preparing documents, doing some typing, doing some, you know, preparing of letters and so on. So you want to take a preliminary sample observation first. Observe how work is done, okay? Or observe an engineer. Engineer in the office, what does he do? Okay, what is the amount of percentage of time that he spent, for example, on answering phone calls or meeting clients? Okay. So you compute the sample size required, you prepare a schedule for random observation at appropriate times. So you run a random, you know, number and try to sequence when you're going to actually observe the person. You're observing a person, okay? This is observing a person, whether he is actually performing work, what type of work is he doing, And at the end, you're trying to find the percentage. Observe and record worker activities and determine how workers spend their time. Right. So this is a sampling size. You can use a formula to, I'm not going to go detail on this, just for you to know that there is a method for determining sample size for accuracy purposes. For example, in this case, you want to, the work estimate the employee's idle is 25% of the time. Like I said last week, you don't work at 100%. Everybody work at, I don't know, 80%. If you work 100%, I think everybody will die, okay? Or you work 150%. Or you won't die, but you will have stress and you will kill yourself, okay? That's what's happening in Japanese organization, because they work too hard and they don't have time to rest and they commit suicide. Wakarimasu ka? Wakaranai ne? Ryo, wakaranai ka? So in this case, if I estimate that you are actually working 75%, in this case, I'm saying that you are actually working 75%. Okay. And sample should be accurate within 3%. And you want a 95.45% confidence. So the number of sample required is given by this formula. You just use this formula. For 95.45%, Z equals to 2, so Z equals to 2. And estimate of either proportion is 25%, so P is 25%, 0.25. So 1 minus 0.25, 1 minus 0.25 divided by H squared error, acceptable error. So in this case, we are trying to observe 833 times. If the 830 times require 6 months, so you have to, do that observation. Observation means, so then you run your random number. For example, today I'm going to go to check on Rio. I go to your office. Okay, I will have my checklist. I go there. Rio, meeting. Okay, so I check one time meeting. And then the next time, so this is accumulated until 833 times. So each time you will record whether he is doing this or whether he is here, whether he's here. So you do your tally. Tally. That means he is on the phone or meeting with a welfare client 485 times from the 833 times. So this may take, that's why I say it may take 6 months. It may take 1 year to actually do this observation. But the longer the time, the more, not to say useless, but less relevant because time change. So you want to get it fast actually. So what we can conclude from here, this is work sampling. What it says is that all but idle and personal time are work related. So all idle and personal time are work related. All but idle and personal time, that means this is not work related. This is work related. This is work related. This is work related. So the percentage idle time is 22.6%. Since this is less than the target value of 25%, the workload needs to be adjusted. That means he is a bit overloaded, okay? Because you want to have him 25% resting. 25% of the time him, having his personal time. So if you want to calculate further, right? So you can also say that the amount of time that he's actually working is how many percent? For 485 plus 23 plus, or it is actually 77.4%. Correct. 7% is actually working. Understand? So you're paying his salary, it's okay, 77% working. Rather than, imagine if you get, this is high. and for example, this is not 22%, that means this is more than 126, you get this 40%. What does it mean? It means that the worker is only 60% productive. Only 60% productive. He's not performing to his, target of 75%. That, well, this is company's decision. Company decide whether to set it at 80%, to set it at 85%. Depends. So work sampling time studies have shown that, for example, salespeople, you if you do sales, you do a lot of traveling. You cannot avoid that. That is part of the work. The work require you to travel. So that is considered as working time. Okay, and it's not fun to travel to work, because I've been traveling to work before and it's tiring. Right? Yaakob going to Japan and then handing a meeting for 2 hours and then going back to Malaysia. It's work for 2 hours. It's tiring, but work. You need to travel. You need to actually meet someone for a difficult decision or signing or something. But today, because of COVID, we are solving that partly. Paperwork is work. Sales in person. Okay, so this is the percentage of time that, so you can do this for engineers, you can do this for accountants, you can do this for operations personnel, you can do this for clerks, you can do this for anyone. Work sampling, time studies. It is an it's indicative. Indicative means it is a rough estimate, at least something, at least it gives you an idea of what the job and also the performance of the employees. Okay. Assembly line employees, you see, employees, they cannot run away from working because they are in the line, in the production line. They cannot run away. Okay. Clean up, unscheduled tasks, breaks, startup, exercise. Okay. The advantage of work sampling, it is less expensive than time study, but of course the observers need little training. But for accuracy, you need time study. For work that pays for hourly rate and so on, you need to actually do time study. Work sampling is only ballpark figure, average. But the studies can be delayed or interrupted with little impact on the results, because sometimes you don't do any improvement after that. To me, if you want to, if you know the standard time and also the amount of work, the most important thing is improvement after that. What do you do if the idle time is very high? Okay, I mean, in developing countries like in Bangladesh or in Malaysia, sometimes during office hours, you'll see workers or employees still clerical works. Okay, they sell goods, they buy things, they don't. It's happening, and as sometimes as the manager, sometimes it's quite difficult to change the culture. It's a culture, We have celebrations, birthday celebrations. We have what do you call doa. So,
Professor, I was like working in Bangladesh as an accounts officer in like various companies. Like I could do at that working time anything, like whatever I want. It means for 8 hours working, I was working at best 2 hours.
2 hours.
6 hours was like taking tea, gossiping, and doing this and that, and going outside and like talking with friends and this.
And
only
the
2 hours working.
Companies, they don't care, right? They don't even.
They don't care. Yeah.
They don't care.
They're
So that's
like,
why.
it is like that I have a responsibility to manage the accounts. Hmm. They
But if they
don't
do the job in,
naturally asked in a month only. After a month, they asked whether you have completed your company's accounts
account,
for this month or not. Then I even may not complete. I can take another 2 days or 3 days to complete. I'll give you two within 2 days. Even these 2 days is enough for doing that.
I've been to Sudan to see how the work culture is, and Indonesia. I mean, that's why we are lacking behind, because
Yeah, of course.
we don't treat things urgently, and we don't utilize our time of working, and it is
Time management, right?
human
Exactly
beings
that.
the management, if they don't take care of that, the employees will just take their time, and they go out and repair their car, they come back office, and they
Right. Exactly.
they service car, they buy their things, they come back office. Okay, so it is, but if you work in multinational, if you work in Intel, you work in big American companies or Japanese companies, the chances is that you not be able to do those kind of things
Yeah,
freely.
I know that freely.
Freely.
Yeah.
I don't know about Chinese organizations, what kind of work culture. I think Chinese, I've seen in Malaysia, um they work very hard. Okay, they work very hard. If they are
Yes.
own company, their own company. But if they are other people company, they don't work hard also.
Do you know 996?
996. Wow, nandeska.
Every day you should work 9 hours and 6 days every week.
Ah,
Nine
9 hours,
9 hours.
6 days.
996.
Yes.
Okay.
Maybe it's not 9 hours. It's from 9 o'clock in the morning and 9 o'clock in the evening.
9 o'clock.
Really?
Oh,
Yes.
9
9 to
a.m.
9, that means
Yes,
9
9 to
a.m. to 9
9.
p.m.
9 a.m. to 9
yes,
p.m.
yes.
and 6 days.
Yes, 12 hours.
12 hours.
Oh my God. Really?
Yeah.
Yes.
Chinese
Are they
organization.
following this rule actually?
But not for every company.
Not every company, because I know
Okay.
if it is your own company and the management is very strict, they will have. But I've seen some Chinese, they also don't work hard.
Yes.
Yeah. I meet some also. Even though now I'm working in a restaurant, one of my senior brother, he's from China, and like whenever he get time, he actually don't want to work hard. He always try to get some extra, like playing game.
Yeah.
His age is more than 50, but he's playing game more than 2 hours in a day.
2 hours.
and after some time he'll say, "Hey Ali, I'm going to take cigarette. It's okay." I say, "Yes, okay."
Yeah. Stick
And then
cigarette.
again, I'm going to toilet. It's okay. It's okay. He's like going
Okay.
6 or 7 times in a day.
It depends on the person also.
So he's senior here.
Individual.
He's working more than 9 years, but he's doing that.
But I believe in if okay, Yaakob, we are Muslims, right?
Yes.
So if the company pay us, do you think your salary is halal if you don't work for the number of hours? Think about it.
Exactly. This is the main fact for us.
Because I
Actually.
always
We
think that
have
we have to
our
pay
own
back.
responsibility.
Yeah, it's our own responsibility. Okay, this is the disadvantage of work samplings. And okay, I want to talk a little bit finally, ethics. Okay. When we design job, because remember we are talking about designing job. We are talking about how human affects operations, okay? And how we can set time standard. We must ensure that we are fair You know that guy that you said just now, he takes off, he only, you know, all his cigarette, all is fair for you. You're working very hard and he can get the same salary as you. So this is, you know, management have to think about it. Fairness, equity, and ethics are important constraints of job design. And you know, important issues may relate to equal opportunity, equal pay for work, safe working conditions. Safe working condition is very important. And also, we need to work with government agencies, trade union, insurers, and employees in order to make sure that the human, you know, contribute their best to the organization, and it fits to their skills, competency, interest, and motivation. Okay, because not all people are as motivated as you. Probably, you know, you are very highly motivated, but someone else probably is not less motivated. Okay, so it's very important when you become managers. The most important asset of any organizations are human. Believe me, if you take care of human beings or employees, you will be successful, and the organization and the company will be successful. Okay, right. So it's 9:40. We didn't have any break today. Sorry about that. We didn't have break. We have some exercise for you just now. Okay. Any questions? No? Okay. I will assign some homework for you. I'll share it into the WhatsApp group or the OMG for you to refer to. So don't forget to continue reading the book and you know, referring back, because I'm going to give you some case studies as well.
And excuse me, can you send me the paper about the case study?
Yes, I will submit in the OMG the case study for you to you know, complete, and also some exercise at the end of the chapter, 1 or 2 more exercises for you to complete. Okay,
thank you.
Like the work sampling or some PTS, predetermined time standard, for you to have some exercise. Okay, so
I think OMG is fine, better for.
Yeah, I tried to put in the OMG better. Okay. So I think I'm stuck here in Malaysia. I do not know whether, maybe I cannot come to Japan. Maybe. Because how's the situation in the corona in Japan? How is the condition of COVID? Nian?
Yeah, it is not good in Japan.
No good,
Yeah, the condition is not very good in Japan.
It's increasing also.
Yes, maybe yesterday 106 people. Yeah.
106 people in Tokyo.
Yes, in Tokyo.
In Tokyo. Okay.
So population in Tokyo is more than 2 or 3 countries.
Yeah.
2 or 3 countries.
Yeah, 100 is okay.
But you heard about the condition in Malaysia? No?
No.
You didn't read? It's now,
I didn't read actually.
Since October, it's have increased. Yesterday we had the highest, 600.
Oh my God.
600. So now is our second wave actually.
Second wave has started already.
Third wave. This is third wave. We have one small wave, second wave. Now this is third wave. From 1st October, 150, then 200, 300.
Many countries started lockdown again. You know this?
Yeah, many countries. So it is very, very high now in Malaysia. Yesterday was highest, 617, if I'm not mistaken, or 690. Before that, 400. Before that, 300. So, dami na.
Yeah. I hope we can go to Malaysia next year.
Next year. Yes. What month?
Maybe.
Nigatsu?
Nigatsu.
Nigatsu ka.
For one semester.
Yeah.
One semester kah?
1 month.
1 month.
1 month.
Only 1
February.
Nigatsu,
only 1 month.
nigatsu.
month.
多分大丈夫でしょう。私も日本に行きたいよ。日本に行けないね。行けないね。大丈夫ね。の来年か。来年の1月か。正月からか。はい。じゃあ、okay, take care, everyone.
You too.
I'll see. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. So I'll see you next week.
Take care.
God
See you
willing,
next
inshallah.
week. Thank you.
Next week.
Right.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very
Bye-bye.
much.
Thank you very much.
Take care.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.